Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei says that if the Americans wage a war at this time, it will be a regional war. And Khamenei says that Iran is not the instigator and doesn't seek to attack any country. But he says the Iranian nation will deliver a first blow to anyone who attacks or harasses it. President Donald Trump has threatened to militarily strike Iran over its crackdown on recent nationwide protests. And the comments from the 86-year-old Khamenei are the most direct threat he's made so far, after Trump sent U.S. warships to the Arabian Sea. I'm Donna Warder.
President Trump's choice to lead the Federal Reserve has expressed support for the president's economic policies.
During his first cabinet meeting of the year, the president said he will end weeks of speculation over who will lead the central bank after Powell's term expires this May. He said he thinks that person will do a good job. The president has been extremely critical of the Fed under Powell's leadership, complaining that interest rates remain too high. Powell has insisted that the Fed stay independent of politics and make its choices based on inflation and job market data. Greg Clugston, Washington.
A huge swath of the U.S. from the Gulf Coast into New England is mired in extra cold temperatures after a bomb cyclone brought heavy snow. There were hundreds of flight cancellations to North Carolina, snow flurries, and falling iguanas in Florida, and more misery for thousands who are still without power from last weekend's ice storm in the South. About 150 million people are under cold weather advisories and extreme cold warnings in the eastern part of the U.S. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Whether you're preparing for exams, juggling family and career, or just looking to stay sharp as you age, Think Factor is here to help. Created by the same company that makes Relief Factor, Think Factor supports sharper focus, stronger recall, and clearer thinking. It's the natural way to give your brain the daily nutrients it needs for memory, attention, and even vibrant vision. Call 800-4RELIEF. 800, the number 4RELIEF, or visit relieffactor.com to learn more. Look, I was a little bit skeptical. I started taking Think Factor. After a few weeks, wow, my memory, my focus, my concentration, better than ever. And Think Factor results get better the longer it's taken. If you want to stay focused during demanding tasks, keep your memory strong, maintain mental energy for whatever's ahead, well, Think Factor is for you. Call 800-4RELIEF. 800, the number 4RELIEF, or visit relieffactor.com to learn more and order Think Factor. Your first bottle is just $19.95. Think Factor. Think clearer, perform better daily. Call 800-4RELIEF or visit relieffactor.com for Think Factor.
A look back into a connection to our history.
A newly minted dollar coin will feature a woman from the Oneida tribe, Polly Cooper, known for aiding George Washington's army during the Revolutionary War. Cooper joined Oneida warriors on a relief mission from their territory in what's now central New York to bring corn to starving rebel troops at their winter camp in Valley Forge. The coin's release coincides with celebrations of the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Keith Peters, Washington.
The first standalone trial from state prosecutors in a stream of lawsuits against Meta is getting underway in New Mexico. Jury selection begins tomorrow, stemming from an undercover investigation. The case could give states a new legal pathway to go after social media companies over how their platforms affect children. Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. There have been some recent changes in the price and value of gold. Ron Taylor explains.
Gold prices hit new heights early this year, and many have rushed to buy and sell pieces of the precious metal. New York spot gold reached a record over $5,418 per troy ounce Wednesday before tumbling closer to the $5,000 mark Friday. Gold prices can be volatile and unpredictable, but have still grown significantly over the last year. Experts say uncertainty drives these surges, with gold's latest records arriving amid heightened geopolitical tensions and economic concerns. Jewelry sellers are seeing increased demand, though rising costs have caused some sticker shock. Ron Taylor reporting.
Air travelers in the U.S. without a real ID or another acceptable form of identification are subject to a new fee starting today. The non-refundable $45 charge isn't a penalty, but payment for non-compliant travelers. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Are you from California, Illinois, New York, Georgia, or any of the other 39 states that charge state income tax? Does your state claim you owe them any amount of back taxes? Or have you not filed in years? Is your heart pounding because you know they're wrong or you just don't have the money? Don't fight the state income tax board alone. The Tax Doctor is here to help you. The state is much more aggressive than the IRS in collecting taxes. They have the power to take your home, your car, your driver's and business licenses, even garnish your wages, freeze your bank accounts, and go after your spouse. Solve all your income tax problems permanently and keep more of your hard-earned money. Make this 100% guaranteed risk-free call right now.
800-668-2493. 800-668-2493. 800-668-2493. That's 800-668-2493.
Well, this is Dangerous Doug Kendall with the song, and oh goodness, something happened. Something strange happened. Let's get back there. All right, something. Goodness, our Book of Faces people. I wonder if it bailed on me. It says we're live, so we'll figure this out. But man alive, so I was gone I missed a show because I was in Las Vegas at the SHOT Show, the Sports Hunting Outdoor National Trade Show, and that was great. And oh, now that'll play it. That's not what I want to do. We got to figure out what happened. Something happened. Something strange and weird happened. So we're gonna go hit on the. Okay, there we go. Sorry, it jumped out for some reason. For some reason, our friends on the Book of Faces, it jumped out. But now we're back. Now we're back. So I apologize if you got dumped out of that. But went to SHOT Show. I can tell you one thing. And I need to call our friend Mark Walters, who comes on after the second hour of this program. I talked to him before I ran out of there. Though, you know what's new? I'm going to tell you what's new. What's new are suppressors. Everybody, I mean everybody. No, I mean everybody. Everybody except Lucas Oil Products is selling a suppressor. Every darn one of them. And that's not a bad thing. That's probably a really good thing, especially for young shooters. One of the craziest things, I have an army of children. You need, as a man or a woman who's leading a household, you need to make sure that your children have a responsible attitude towards firearms. You need to make sure that when they're visiting somebody's house and they go, "Hey, do you want me to show you my dad's pistol?" It would be better if your kid was ever able to say, "Hey, my dad's got lots of guns. Let's just do something else. I don't need to see, because it's almost never a good thing when younger folks are going for the forbidden or the hidden firearm. But yeah, so that was good. So it was great, a great trip out there, and took two wonderful people with me, and good adventures, and talked to a lot of people, met a whole bunch of more people. It's always good. It's rare. This, even or especially if you go to Williams-Brice Stadium. Maybe if you went there for a concert, there would be as many like-minded folks in one room. So at one point, I'm standing on the main floor, and there's like 80,000 people in this room. And all of us are the same type people. So if one of the things, if you are sort of maybe a radical in your social circle, if you know people just like you from other places far and wide across the blue marble, or your state, or the United States, or your region, or even at your university, it does make a difference. But yeah, so that was great. And the world is on fire. Telephone number here is 803 4. Gosh, I almost gave the wrong number. It's been that long. 799 8255. That's 803 799 8255. That's 799 Talk on the Groucho's Deli in studio hotline. And we're going to go right now to the first call. You can't, the first caller is the first. You can't be first, other folks, but you can be next. And we say, hey, caller, how are you?
Hey, happy Sunday. Your name is Gene?
Yeah. You remembered. You remembered?
So, I turned on the radio and I heard this show. Do you normally have a show?
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah. You know.
One-time deal?
Yeah, it's sort of a strange time slot, but it works for most of my obligations. And of course, I wasn't expecting to get snowed out.
Right.
No, I mean, I did not iced out. That's right. Well, there's other people in the audience that they've got to worry about ice, but normally I wouldn't expect that it would have gotten as bad as it was. Now this is I'm going to share this with you, and I'm going to share this with everybody out there. So when I go to SHOT Show and some other things by myself, I will do things like I'll show up on a Sunday. Monday, I go shooting in the desert. Tuesday, I'll do full SHOT Show. Wednesday, I do full SHOT Show. And I've been doing it for so long, for 20 plus years, that I know what I need to see. And I know the people that I need to talk to. So sometimes after that Wednesday night, I will jump on the airplane on the red eye and fly back. It got really dicey. I started getting alerts from United about, well, we will rebook you for free, which is against our policy, but we're willing to do it, all this stuff. And it was sort of iffy whether or not I was going to make it back. But once I found out that the snow in Columbia wasn't going to stop until I was in Columbia, I was like, bring it on. We're going to do this. But yeah, but it's it's a great thing. It's a great thing.
Well, Gene, the national tantrum continues. I don't know if you heard, now there's going to be a King's Day, no King's Day 3, the treatment, whatever you call it, full plus one, I don't know what they call that, but maybe. Gene, the one that works. Because, this will be the one that gets rid of the king. This is the one that really doesn't.
Yeah.
It's like, I was mocking the band called the Dropkick Murphys because
I love that. I used to love them.
The economic blackout. Well, they went ultra woke, or maybe they just showed their true colors, but they made their picture black, Gene, and they we're gonna have an economic boycott this weekend, and I updated them. I said, guys, I just checked, it didn't work. They're still there. Yeah. They're still a thing. So
well,
maybe do it again next weekend.
I don't know if you saw it, but when this was announced, I shared it. And I said, have you noticed there's never a post-mortem on these things? We never look to see if it had any anything. And that's because it makes not a difference at all. And even the radical leftist Americans, they're still Americans. And if they need propane for their gas grill, they're going to go get propane for their gas grill. And if they need if they need a present for their granddaughter's birthday or grandson or nephew or whatever, they're going to buy it. Well, we're going to show our economic power. We're going to commit to not buying anything. So what happens when the rest of the world continues to tick along? It means you're impotent, that you're pointless, and maybe you're the one that needs to go.
Well, Gene, what's going to happen is a lot of, at least locally here in the bank, a lot of stores were closed down yesterday.
All right, hold on, Super David. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. 803-799-8255 on the point.
Hey, it's Jay with the Cigar Militia. Charles Spurgeon once said, I intend to smoke a good cigar to the glory of God before I go to bed tonight. Needless to say, we didn't intend for Charles to be a great spokesman for our favorite pastime of glorifying God while smoking a cigar, but thank you, Pastor Spurgeon. At the Cigar Militia, we used to call our regulars our customers. Now we call them our friends. That's the cigar culture. If you know, you know. The Cigar Militia, 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard.
Carolina Blind and Shutter is Columbia's oldest and most trusted source for interior plantation, real wood exterior, and Bahama shutters. Experience craftsmanship you can see. Visit Columbia's only local showroom or schedule a convenient in-home consultation. Quality, tradition, and personalized service. That's the Carolina Blind and Shutter difference. Call 803-796-5564 for an appointment or browse online at carolinablindandShutter.com. Discover timeless style for your home. Carolina Blind and Shutter.
If you missed the home equity line of credit offer from Founders Federal Credit Union, we have good news. The offer has been extended, but don't wait. You only have until February 28th to get up to $750 toward closing costs when you open a Founders HELOC. That's more in your pocket for home improvements, debt consolidation, major purchases, unexpected expenses, or a much-needed vacation. The possibilities are endless. Imagine starting a new year with financial flexibility and peace of mind. But hurry, this special offer ends February 28th. Save more and jumpstart your year. Plus, you'll enjoy competitive rates and flexible terms designed to fit your budget. Visit foundersfcu.com/HELOC for more information. Membership qualification required. Institution NMLS. Identifier number 410646. Equal housing lender. See website for details.
All right, so we're heading back. We got our friend David, Profesor de las Ciencias, on the line here. Crazy thing, it didn't drop it out. That's things are weird sometimes. Even though I'd already pulled down the thing, these are high quality super electric ones or solid state ones, so they are not. Now of course it's fine. But sometimes it will forget what it is. And now it's good. Now it's good. So thanks for holding on there, David.
Yeah, like I said, this is just a big tantrum, and I'll make up a date, March 22nd, 2022. I mean, just sometime during autumn, this time in office. I probably went out that day and arrested a guy. And the way they do it, Gene, I know CNN and others won't frame it this way. But the way they do it is they have a person who has already had their due process. They already know who the person is, what they've done wrong, whether it be, a sex offense or some other thing. And they say this person's got to go. But the Democrat for governor here in South Carolina, the Democrat candidate, has on multiple occasions framed this as, they go around and find someone that looks like they're not definitely a Caucasian or black.
Yeah, they have time to cruise the neighborhood. They have time to cruise the neighborhood.
Right.
And
they pull them up the street.
Yeah, and evidently they've seen some movies, maybe Casablanca or something, because they believe that ICE is out there on the prowl, and saying "papers, please" in a clipped German accent. And of course, that's not how it happens.
No, but that's how he's framing it, because they go to narrative, they go to this kind of nonsense where they don't have an agenda to run on. So they go to that, Gene. But the thing is, ICE would have arrested somebody, like I said, March 22nd, 2022. There was no protest, no riot, no nothing, no Asians being assaulted.
No,
And
and
really, even now,
like
there's more. There's more
8 years of President Obama, like 50 plus people died in ICE. 56 people died in in ICE custody. So what do we know about our friends? What is the primus? The prime rule of our friends on the left, and that is their ethics are completely and wholly situational to who it helps or hurts. And so you can't say anything about President Obama. Oh, you can't do that. You'll be throwing these things all away. But you can lie and create and act like federal law enforcement has never happened.
Yeah, and you can call people Nazis and Hitler and everything. And like I told Kevin on Friday, you further delete those words. Like I pointed out, the word racist has been so diluted because anyone they disagree with is now a racist.
Right.
And that to me,
and a Nazi,
really
Nazi now too. Nazi. Yeah, they accuse men that faced off against the Nazis on the battlefield. They call them Nazis too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, when you do this kind of stuff, you dilute these words. It used to be calling someone a racist carries some weight. Now you almost have to brush it off because it's like, yeah, that probably I have to see what you're calling them a racist for because you probably just disagree with them. And it used to be a horrible thing to be that. Now it's just like you don't know. I mean, it's a bad thing to be one, but I'm just saying when you get called that, you have to kind of go, well, let me see what the person did because it's probably something not even close to that, but it's what they go to serve emotion and anger. Because obviously it's going to draw emotion and anger to get called that,
But
or Nazi.
Every
we know they're not Nazis.
How?
Well, because if you're on the street yelling at them in their face, if they're not, they're probably going to shoot you.
Yeah.
Especially when you say, shoot me. They're probably going to shoot you if they're not.
And I think that based on my understanding of history, there's a phrase that goes before the gunshot, and that is face the wall, and then they blow your brains out. So everybody that's not them, everybody that crosses over to the the side of the productive people, you're a racist, bigoted, homophobic. I don't know. And you hate the environment. You hate the environment too. You get all those, but it's for everything.
Well, Gene.
Yes.
You know, it's funny. How many times have we heard when somebody gets killed by a policeman or whatever, and say that wouldn't happen if they were white? What were the two people in Minnesota that were shot by the ICE?
Yeah, that's it. Well, how about this?
Every name they come up with is false.
Right, because it's all emotional garbage to appeal to some of their folks who respond to emotional garbage.
Yeah, it's for fundraising.
Right.
And I've said it before Kevin said it, but they're the power brokers, the ones that really pull the strings, the Soros, everything. They want to see someone get shot and killed because now they can fundraise off of it. They can serve promotion. They can ignore issues. They can ignore billions of dollars of fraud in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. I mean, gee, there's even more arrests by ICE in California.
Yeah, and Texas.
They're not doing anything.
And Texas. So it's it's not what they say it is, and they're just bad actors. Now, what I want is I want somebody that's injured in one of these ICE insurrection, I guess, where they go and attack federal law enforcement. Well, if the Tides Foundation and the Open Society thing, if they're the ones putting the soldiers on the street, well, they ought to be somewhat liable for what happens to regular people by their soldiers. They are complicit.
Well, did you see the thing by Larry Krasner, who's the DA in Philadelphia?
No, I did not.
We're going to hunt you down. Yeah, he said we're going to hunt you down. These are Nazis. We're going to hunt you down, which implies shoot you and kill you, right?
Right.
And I've already said, like, if all of a sudden he radicalizes one person and then they go out and do something, that's blood on his hands.
Yeah, it's on him.
And I'll be interested to see if the mayor of Parker of Philadelphia does that. I mean, first she has to learn how to spell eagles, but if she's going to do anything to kind of rein him in, whatnot, because even the other person said, that was way too far. Even Shapiro said that was too far. Of course, then Shapiro himself has done stuff like that. So when Brett Barrett called him out on it, he's like, you're taking out of context.
No, here we've actually got the video. All right, roll tape, control room. Yeah, and that's another thing. There was, I think it was the representative from Denmark to the European Union said, we don't need America to provide our defense. The European nations, countries can defend themselves. And then on another thing, on another subsequent interview, somebody said, without the Americans, who's going to fly the planes? And then he said, no, you said you could do this, that Europeans could provide for their own defense on their own. And then he's like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't say that at all. Because there's so it's sort of President Trump, the Orange Man Rad, is a lot like a Bosaran or one of these Caucasian Orchuk Russian bear killing dogs. He is a great thing to have in your house. And he provides a lot of protection. And when you challenge him, don't forget that he's still walking the halls.
Well, Gene, again on the ice thing, real quick. I love when I see this sign at one of these little hissy fits. They had one down at the State House where a couple dozen people got together and
Yeah, I saw the march down Main Street.
One of the signs I love is nobody's illegal on stolen land. And I said to one person online the other day, I said, hey, so you want to probably give up your home to somebody that's a Native American. You probably should do that. And he's like, well, if you can find somebody from such a, like, he's very specific, that such tribe, like I never even heard of. I don't know if he's researched, say, they had property over the area he lived in, but he said, if you can find someone, but then, yeah, I'll talk about it. I said, so wait, so if I find someone that has roots to that group, and all they have to do is identify that way, right? So if they say they're part of that tribe, you'll give them your house? No, that's not going to happen, Gene.
No, of course not. It's just like the groups that they pose as sort of like almost like a census taker, and they say, hey, do you support all our illegal alien friends, and would you support their housing and stuff? And they're like, yeah, sure, let me sign that. They said, all right, we got and there's a bus. No, can't do that, no. And it's the NIMBY thing, not in my backyard.
This is the difference between illegal and undocumented, because they don't want to say illegal, right?
Right.
If I do possess a driver's license, like I just got renewed for it. If I drive down the road and I'm like, oh crap, I left my wallet at home, there's my ID in it. Oh man, I'm an undocumented driver. However,
well, you're not, because the document does exist. You just don't have immediate purchase in your hand of it.
Right. Correct. But I'm not documented at that moment because I don't have the paper showing I'm allowed to drive. But I possess one. But illegal would be if they said, look, and you tell that eye test you can't drive in. We're taking it from you. And I say, the heck with that. And I go down the road and
I can drive fine.
When my license been taken away. Or I never had one, right?
Right.
Then now I'm an illegal driver. That's the difference. Undocumented is you're kind of there. It's not all the way there, but illegal means you have no standing whatsoever. And that's what these people are when they come across the border. They've already broken the law. And, but immigrants built this country. Immigrants matter. Did they have a big protest and a big rally when the girl from Ukraine that was killed in Charlotte?
No.
Did they she had a thing for her? No. She didn't matter. These other immigrants matter. When they came here illegally, we got to champion them. And where are they at these rallies? I don't see them out there,
Well, I think one of the things about the whitish or crazy liberal people that got killed in the great state, of. All right, hold on. We're going to take a quick break. Be right back with our friend David, and you can be next. 803-799-8255, 799-TALK on the Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline.
WQXL Columbia, W264DM. From the Bart Fireside Studio, the solution for keeping you warm this winter.
This is 107. That's why.
Johnson says it'll be a few days before a government funding package comes up for a vote in the House. That all but ensures the partial federal shutdown will drag into the week. Democrats are demanding changes to rein in the Trump administration's immigration enforcement operations. Johnson is relying on help from President Trump to ensure passage, possibly Tuesday. The president struck a deal with senators to separate out the Homeland Security funding from a broader package. That gives 2 weeks for Congress to debate and vote on new restrictions on immigration and customs enforcement operations. Democrat Taylor Renette won a special election for the Texas State Senate and flipped a reliably Republican district that President Trump won by 17 points in 2024. This is SRN.
Hey, honey, just picked up your dad's meds at True Pharmacy.
Great. I hate that he can't read the small print on the bottles anymore.
No worries. John put on new Script Talk labels.
What's that?
It's a special label on your dad's prescription bottles that comes with a little listening device. Puts the bottle on it. The device reads the whole prescription label out loud.
Wow. How much does that cost?
That's the best part. Script Talk is free. True Pharmacy. Pharmacy that truly cares. Come see us at our new location of 623 Belmont Boulevard or Triangle Pharmacy in West Columbia.
Hi, it's Mary Catherine.
And Thomas from Louisiana Purchase, inviting you to start your day sweet with beignets and coffee from 9 to 11.
Treat yourself to lunch at Louisiana Purchase and find one-of-a-kind gifts you won't see anywhere else.
Stop by Cypress Market for gourmet meats, cheeses, fine wines, and ready-to-go items.
Give your weddings, graduations, holidays, and office parties Southern flair with our catering and custom charcuterie.
Visit Louisiana Purchase, your taste of the South, all in one stop.
LouisianaPurchase.com.
All right, we're going to drop this down a little bit, bring our friend David back up. Thanks for holding on there, David.
Yeah, the only other thing that, again, they make me laugh, but this one kind of makes me mad too. But how people are going into Target stores and causing chaos and everything. And I saw this lady, about a 60-ish-year-old white woman, maybe a little older, and she pushed like a large shop full of stuff up the cash register and it said, "Oh, no, I'm not buying anything. I'm just leaving this here." And she got on the little megaphone thing and was reading this thing, a prepared statement saying, "Shoppers at Target, we're now walking out. We're going to show them that ice, blah, blah, blah." And I'm thinking that poor girl had nothing to do with this. But Gene, was stuff like that had happened, that girl looked like he maybe right around the beginning of voting age. The shop, the worker. All that's going to do is if she's kind of like, I'm still kind of finding my way in this world and I'm not really sure. And I hear good on both sides. I hear them both talking about each other. But now she gets to actually experience. She gets to be personally injured.
She just got convinced.
So stupid. Yeah. You just push. Thank you, Q-tip lady. You just now push this lady to the correct side because she sees this nonsense and she goes, I don't see the other side doing this. I don't see the other side disrupting my job and my life and everything. I don't see them out here blocking traffic and everything. So, yeah, I think I might have to go to this other side because they're not crazy like this. So, while it angers me, there may be a good result down the road, but it's just pathetic when people do this. And, I don't know. I don't know how you justify this kind of stuff, but whenever I see someone do that, one of my comments is always the little Ralph Wiggum senator waving, "I'm helping."
Yeah.
I'm taking an active.
Yeah,
I better if I doing this.
I picked up a flashbang and have no fingers. I'm helping. And the other, that's a scholarship position at the University of South Carolina. No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say it. I did not say that. But yeah, and that's like a lot of the leftist positions that are fading fast, like the enviro-communism. Yeah. If I pay more in taxes, it'll make the weather gooder. No, won't make a difference.
One thing I'll say is, do you think the people they're standing up for, do you think these people would even give one rat's butt about them if they were in dire straits or need or anything like that? No. they're standing up for people that largely are bad people because the ones that are being rounded up have multiple offensive and often very bad things like child offenses, everything. So these are like the worst of the worst that are being rounded up. Do you think that person's going to say, I know I'm going to be awful things to children and everything, but old Margaret over there, I've got to really stand up for her because she's got a problem with her HOA or something. Or they don't care about you. And you know, like,
Not at
all about
all.
orange man bad. Just having a big tempting fit. But these people don't care about you, and you don't really like to care about them. You wouldn't offer them like you talked about. Hey, could well Hector here stay on your couch? Oh no, not my
No,
house. Somebody
never,
else.
never. I don't have room. My house is too small. I don't have room.
Would you be willing to give up your spot in university for someone who's in a part of the demographic that's marginalized? Well, I can't, but maybe someone else can.
Yeah.
I've actually seen that on film where the person said, "Well, I can't, but hopefully somebody will." Well, you're somebody.
Yeah.
You can be the one.
In the words of South Carolinian Jesse Jackson, it's time to stand up and be somebody. And I miss old school Jesse Jackson. And I sort of miss 400-pound Al Sharpton when he got skinny. It's like his brains got skinny too. But I miss the moral clarity that Jesse Jackson had coming from Greenville. I'm so old. I remember when Prince Albert Gore Jr. and Jesse Jackson and William Jefferson Blythe Clinton and a whole host of Democrats were all pro-life. They were very conservative and reasonable.
Pro-life and pro-immigration control.
Right.
I mean,
Even Hillary.
When they said this thing.
Even Hillary was that same way too. So gosh, they just keep on falling on. They might not have just fallen off the turnip truck, but they keep on getting back on and falling off, and they're brain damaged or evil. They could be evil, I think, is how it is. How about this one thing? Let you weigh in on this one. The Clinton Epstein files.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the worst offender. They're all Democrats except for George Herbert Walker Bush, who evidently ate a baby.
Right.
So whatever that's worth. But yeah, these go ahead.
Yeah, I saw this clip where this guy he had a picture of Trump and all I'd say like 5 or 6 women, feel one side and feel the other, and their faces were blacked out, right? So
Yeah.
you're thinking, well, that probably
Must be the yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, the beauty contest. There's no beauty contestants. Yeah, there's one
like a 5-year-old that was abducted by ICE and ripped away from his family and everything.
No, his dad left him as he was running by himself. And again, that should be like the moral test. So you left your kid out in the cold so that you could escape justice?
Right.
If that guy makes it to a U.S. prison and they're like, you did what?
Mm-hmm.
You left your kid? Yep. You abandoned your kid to save yourself?
But Gene, that's what people they're protesting for.
Oh, they love him. That's one ICE guy they were interfering, and that one ICE guy was in the car, and he said, "Look, he's a convicted child molester. That's who we're trying to get."
And you're stopping it,
right? Yeah. And it's just crazy. The whole thing is just crazy. And but thanks for calling, David.
Thank you, Gene. Take care. Have a great week.
All right. I was reading a comment, and we're going to jump right to the phones and say, "Hey, caller, how are you?"
Gene.
Hey, what's going on there, Tim, the leader of Democracy, one of our reasonable people, mostly reasonable, even though disagreeable sometimes. One of our good friends on the left.
You know what? All right. Let's start here.
You can start anywhere you want to. It's an open lines call. It matters what you think. It matters. Other people want to hear it too.
I'm glad to hear that. Okay. Let's start with I'll call that let this do this. I know it's being, you guys claim that the bad father for that. Okay. So we think the chances are of that there, yeah, that's the by this not the order and everything.
Well, I mean, we know it wouldn't. I know.
Versus we can get there, high probability is turned into relative. I think odds are more likely that.
All right, Malcolm X said that if you allow your enemies to educate your children, you're a fool. What does it mean that I hate you so much and I need to run because you're an evil Nazi and all this other stuff? So I'm going to leave my children in your care under the assumption that you evil Nazis are going to do the right thing?
And I know well that I cannot keep a kid definitely like concerned.
No, they shouldn't be taken into custody at all. He should just be getting a ride to the local police station until they can find somebody that's yes. So that's a that's a thing.
The father made a logical father made a logical gamble. So you guys can't up my head. Thought I had the code act.
All right. Here's the question. Okay, so they said they can't hear you as well, so we're going to turn you up, Tim. Here's a question for you, Tim. And this is because it's going through a mixing board, and it's going through. This one is actually going to Facebook is the one that said they couldn't hear you well enough, so we turned you up. Right. So
all right.
What would Tim do?
Well, I was sat there and thought about it. About it what that guy did, and odds are high probability that my child will be returned to my wife here in the U.S. and they'll locate her. The cops will locate her. Versus me, I'll probably be sent to El Salvador or somewhere, prison. Never had a chance to see my kids again, or sent down to some Brazil jail cell down there, or Abu Ghraib somewhere, So
all right, now I have another test. So that was the question. That was the question, and you said you would do what this criminal illegal alien did.
The father did.
I want you to talk to your wife about that. I want you to say, hey, if I was there with one of our kids and I was about to be, I would bail on them. I would bail on the family, and I would jet. I don't think. How about this? I know my wife wouldn't put up with that. I don't know about your wife, but I would ask the question just to feel it out.
Well, if you're an immigrant, your wife probably would agree to that. It was legal, everything. And I think that's the most logical. Now you guys claim that police officers are so good and law abiding and trustworthy and officer-friendly.
For a lot of my time, I've been sort of an anti-cop because I won't do it on the radio, but I had a cop lie about me in court for a traffic thing, and it was obvious a fabrication. And ever since that I can tell you his name. I'm not going to, but I can. I still remember this guy from 1989. Where this dirtbag cop lied on the stand. And I had an attorney, and she had whipped him. She had beat him to death. And then at the last minute, he just lied. So that was the thing that broke me with, they tell the truth. A lot of them don't. And guess what? The regular ones know who the bad ones are.
Well, I'm glad you finally had an experience. I hope they.
Look at this in 1989. It was
1989. Good. Now you finally see what black fans were saying for decades now.
Oh, how about this?
I was saying bad cop.
I was in a jury, and it was a municipal court jury. And what had happened was this guy was walking with his son, and they lived in a neighborhood where there was like one road into the neighborhood, one road out. And so all these law enforcement people come by. They were doing a drug bust. So it's like, like 15 cop cars. And he flips them off. Well, the drug bust was a bust. And so they circled back and got him, arrested him for disorderly conduct. And I'm like, that's a free speech, buddy.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
All right, hold on, Tim. We'll be right back in just a moment. We got some wonderful people to talk to. 803-799-8255. Groucho's Deli in studio hotline.
Hey, it's Jay with the Cigar Militia. When I stop by a cigar store, I always look for my go-to cigars and stock up a few of those, but I also look for something I've never tried before. Well, at the Cigar Militia, we specialize in a lot of small boutique cigar manufacturers. Come in and try a Don Kiki by Karen Berger or a Makaji by Ty Williams. We are the Cigar Militia at 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard. Help us out, stock up, and review some of our boutique brands.
Big banks want you to feel like a number. Mid Carolina Credit Union wants you to feel like a neighbor.
I'm Dean Scarborough. At Mid Carolina, we're a member-owned, not-for-profit credit union serving our community. Our goal is simple: to provide financial peace of mind in every transaction, right here at home, with competitive rates, fewer unnecessary fees, and real people who answer the phone. If you're ready for banking that feels personal again, let's talk. Mid Carolina Credit Union, where local still matters.
Mid Carolina CU, federally insured by the NCUA, an equal housing lender, NMLS 403334.
If you've never had genuine Wagyu or Hereford steaks and burgers, you don't know what you're missing. Time to order the best of the best from HandJCattle.com. These are local farmers in Saluda where tradition meets quality. The best quality beef and a discount for Point listeners. Enter keyword The Point as one word and get 10% off. Plus free delivery in Lexington and Richland County orders of $50 or more. It's cooked in season over at HandJCattle.com.
How does a car repair shop last in business for over 50 years like Suddeth Automotive? By providing affordable, reliable, and honest auto repair. But if you ask them, they'll tell you it's their loyal customers who come back time and time again to entrust them with their car repairs, well-trained technicians, service packages, and monthly specials. Isn't it time you become a customer? Call or come by at 1410 North Millwood Avenue or make an appointment at SuddethAuto.com.
All right, thought I had one extra commercial. Not the truth, but we're going back to our friend Tim. Thanks for holding on there, Tim.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Now I have homework for you. It's good homework, and this goes for all our other listeners. Did y'all suffer much with the snow and ice? Did y'all have any problems?
Yeah, it's pretty thick here in my side.
All right, so what I want you to do is I want you on an index card or on a legal pad, I want you to write a list of these are the things that we did well, these are the things that we could have done better on, and these are the things we need to make the next one easier to deal with. So it could be like, hey, we probably need some LED lights so that we're not stumbling around our house in the middle of the night with no electricity. It might, just go through the litany of things. And they're big things like, oh, I want a whole house generator. Well, me too, but I can't throw $15,000 at it.
Yeah.
So, but there are a lot of things. And one advantage of my two boys being scouts is we have sleeping bags for everybody in the house. We've got propane lamps for everybody in the house. We've got LED things for everybody in the house, and just go through those things, and it makes it more comfortable. But yeah, so go ahead and when this completely winds down, but say, hey, I tripped and fell. I did not, thank God, and I don't want to put that out in the universe. I tripped and fell, so I need to get some of that ice melt stuff so that I don't trip as I'm trying to go to my car in the morning. Just all those things. Just try to make things a little bit better for the next trip, next event.
Okay, well, I was a military, so I'm we're always pretty much prepared. I mean,
yeah, but a lot of my military friends, they'll make a similar statement, but they don't take responsibility for their self-rescue. That I know what we need, but we don't have a 24-volt 3-phase generator. Okay, so who's going to provide that? Well, before when Uncle Sugar used to do it, well, What are you? How's your family going to survive?
Yeah, that's the thing. But I think, fortunately, my neighborhood, I guess it's updated. They all the lines are underground now, so they don't chance the trees.
Not where I live. Not where I live.
Yeah, well, so far that's not a problem here. One problem I have that you don't patrol the road, so I don't have no icing machine, you know, to deactivate those. But it's still no problem. Just hunker in and just lock the doors and set aside and watch TV. And,
Yeah, well, that's the beauty. But if you're going to hunker down and hunker in, you got to have all the stuff that allows you to hunker down and hunker in. And it's always good to have, warm stuff to wear and food that you can cook and things like that. And I'll give you an example. So we have a tankless water heater that's on the side of our house, and I can't function without a shower. I'm like a sauna. And I got up early this morning, like before 6 o'clock, and cut the water on, and it just dripped out.
Yeah.
And if it hadn't happened before, I think I would have been panicked. But thank God we had electricity, and I have a heat gun, which is like a 1800 degree hair dryer for melting shrink wrap and stuff like that. And it's really good at softening adhesives. So I ran the line to it, and I used a vise, and I injected some 1800 degree air into the cabinet that holds the water heater. And 15 minutes later, it was I was able to take a shower. But it's good to know your own stuff.
That kept my pipe dripping.
Yeah.
My pipe dripping, upstairs, well, just downstairs, but downstairs, all the water upstairs comes downstairs, so
right.
And pipe dripping upstairs. But anyway, just a good experience, I got Arctic cook, so military, so just walking the snow is no problem. And, So all in all, everything worked out here. But Washington, crap is going up there all the time. And,
well, those people always got problems, and the problems that we can observe are not the worst problems they deal with or create. All right. Well, I've got.
Dave, though,
Go ahead.
That's a question for Dave. Okay, you guys gonna feel this off or at all
about?
It's been up a year now. The proclamation. We're bringing out those prices. Gonna feel.
Hey, look at eggs. Eggs are down less than $2 a dozen. That's why the leftists don't talk about it anymore. Gasoline is under $3 a gallon. Some places like Oklahoma, it's under $2 a gallon. So things are getting more affordable. Now, here's the big one. 20% of the murders in America from last guy to the current guy, the rate has been cut by 20%. So 20% of the people that you would expect to be murdered in our great country haven't been. So what's that worth?
Well, still people up close to Venezuela, And I've been warned. He promised that he would start.
Not a war, buddy. It's not a war. It's just not a war. It's not a war.
I'm talking about. He's bamboo, man. You talking about taking over?
Did we invade Iran? No, we dropped some bombs and went away. Did we invade Maduro land? No, we executed an arrest warrant, and there were real cops on the ground. They put him in cuffs and brought him back to the United States. Well, he will stand for some measure of judgment.
Who cares about that?
Nobody's above the law. Come on, Tim. Nobody's above the law. No kings. No kings. You're going to treat this dictator like a king? No kings.
Most of America what the ideal Maduro was.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
Manufactured villain. How
about this, Tim? If you said, I know the top 10 Palmetto State most wanted people, I'd have questions about you. How in the world do you know the people that are the top 10 criminals in the state? Why does Tim know them? So it doesn't bother me that Americans didn't know the name of the Venezuelan dictator. That doesn't bother me a bit because Americans don't know a lot of stuff.
Wasn't that time also mentioned something? Yeah.
Okay.
He took everybody.
So he was
to Venezuela. That moved American public. Like that moved about.
no, it's a left hand, right hand thing.
Don't go the comment.
Well, look. If it, and this is pointed out by somebody on the Facebook stream. How about this? Why did Biden offer a $25 million reward to bring Maduro to justice? He was just carrying out the Biden national policy. So you can't have it this way both ways. And I need to run. Let me go here and get one more person in before the end of the hour. But we'll catch up with Tim. Hey caller, how are you?
Not too bad. How you doing?
Very good. I saw your call picked up, and I'm like, all right, I got two more after you, but I won't be able to get it. I know I can't get to them this hour, but we'll let you round out the hour and maybe plus into the new hour.
Cool beans. Listen, I love to listen to Tim some days, but it gives me a headache. But you can't have it both ways. If it was okay to offer the 250, however much they offered as a reward for his arrest, and we executed that justifiable arrest, there's nothing you can talk about. As far as what's being done to Venezuela, listen, you play by the rules that we establish, or else. It's essentially old school politics. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but that's the way it is.
Yeah.
I will tell you what I'm going to do, and if you don't do it, I'm going to hit you in the head with a stick. And if you didn't understand what I meant when I hit you in the head with a stick, I'm going to hit you again.
Till you remember.
What's happening.
Until you remember. And that's the thing I didn't understand. The first year, the first Trump term, I'm like, he wrote a book. He tells you how to do it. If you hit him, he's going to hit you back in a way that you'll remember it forever. If he says, hey, wait, let's make a deal here. Your best thing is to try to make the deal.
Make the deal. And all he does is remind you, I'm serious. It's not that the thing that he's not serious about, Canada's going to become the 51st state.
Oh, how about this? Alberta voted for separation. So they have started the ball rolling to separate from Canada. Not that they're going to be us, but they have started they had a referendum. Yeah.
But as far as Canada's going to be the whole Canada, let's be real.
No, we don't want the whole Canada. We just want the profitable things.
But the thing about it, even still, whenever we want to add a state, the average person does, including Tim, does not understand what's involved. It's not he can just say, oh, it's going to be a state. They have to vote on it. They have to ratify it. And it's not one or two. It's not a simple majority. It is not just the Republicans. Everybody's got to be on board. Other than that, Puerto Rico would have been a 51st state a long time ago because they wanted it.
Right.
And they can't get it.
But how about this? So the drive for making Puerto Rico a state was largely our friends on the Democrat side. But just recently, Puerto Rico established that personhood begins at conception. Hold on, Will. We'll be back in the new hour. I'm Gene Garris, not filling in for anybody. This is America's radio show.
People hear me talking about Broker Solar and how much I like Ken and his team. They ask, hey, can I really trust this guy, Kev? Let me tell you two things. Number one, Ken and Broker Solar are legit. I've known Ken's family for 20 plus years. Seriously, these are local, ethical people. They're not going anywhere, and they do things the right way. Number two, Broker Solar is so different than these stereotypes we've heard about in the solar industry. There's no signs on the yard making stupid promises they can't keep. There's no door knockers trying to pressure you at your own door. Ken and Broker Solar will tell you the truth, what it'll cost, and how your solar power investment will pay off. See, we can't pick our power companies. Broker Solar gives you a chance to take some control over your power bill, and I like that. So should you. Online, it's brokersolar.com, and seriously, Reach out to Ken and these folks. It could really make a difference in your quality of life. Brokersolar.com, empowering you so you're not powerless.
The Point on WQXL Columbia W264DM.
From the Bart Fireside Studio, the solution for keeping you warm this winter.
This is 107. The Point.
President Trump's choice to lead the Federal Reserve has expressed support for the president's economic policies. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
During his first cabinet meeting of the year, the president said he will end weeks of speculation over who will lead the central bank after Powell's term expires this May. He said he thinks that person will do a good job. The president has been extremely critical of the Fed under Powell's leadership, complaining that interest rates remain too high. Powell has insisted that the Fed stay independent of politics and make its choices based on inflation and job market data. Greg Clugston, Washington.
If you're a frequent flyer, you'll need to make sure your ID is real.
For travelers in the U.S. without a real ID or another acceptable form of identification are now subject to a new fee. The non-refundable $45 charge isn't a penalty or fine, but payment for non-compliant travelers to use the Transportation Security Administration's new alternate identity verification option called Confirm ID. The process can take up to 30 minutes and doesn't guarantee passengers will make their flight if their identity can't be verified. Ron Taylor reporting.
On Friday, the Senate voted to fund most of the government through the end of September, while carving out a temporary extension for Homeland Security funding, giving Congress 2 weeks to debate new restrictions on federal immigration raids across the country. Economist Steve Moore believes that President Trump deserves credit for securing the U.S. border.
Illegal crossings are down 93%. So thank you, Donald Trump, and bringing order back to our border, which, as you know, Biden just said anybody can come in, and we had 8 million people come in, and now we're dealing with that crisis that was created, Joe Biden.
Moore made his comments to the Salem Radio Network. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax? I like it too. Newsmax has been terrific.
President Trump is right. Millions like you are tuning into Newsmax. You're watching Newsmax on cable. You're going to our streaming channel, Newsmax 2, and you're downloading our free Newsmax app on your smartphones and TVs. Reuters Institute says we're now one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night, watch great shows with Rob Schmidt, Carl Higby, Rob Finnerty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp, and they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand with Newsmax. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
A look back into a connection to our history.
A newly minted dollar coin will feature a woman from the Oneida tribe, Polly Cooper, known for aiding George Washington's army during the Revolutionary War. Cooper joined Oneida warriors on a relief mission from their territory in what's now central New York to bring corn to starving rebel troops at their winter camp in Valley Forge. The coin's release coincides with celebrations of the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Keith Peters, Washington.
Demond Wilson, the actor who played the son on the seminal 1970 sitcom Sanford and Son, has died. He was 79. Wilson's Lamont character was the subject of endless insults from Red Fox's Fred Sanford, an early sitcom that focused on Black characters. The Vietnam War veteran was born in Georgia. Breaking news at townhall.com. The government says that U.S. life expectancy rose to the highest mark in American history in its latest report.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention report life expectancy rose to 79 years in 2024. The increase is due not only to the easing of the COVID-19 pandemic, but also to declining death rates from heart disease, cancer, and drug overdoses, some of the nation's top killers. Preliminary statistics suggest a continued improvement in 2025. Life expectancy is an estimate of the average number of years a baby born in a given year might expect to live based on death rates at that time. It's also a fundamental measure of a population's health.
That's correspondent Marcela Sanchez reporting. Promoted by President Trump as a must watch, the Melania Trump documentary, Melania, debuted with a better than expected 7 million in ticket sales. More on these stories at Town Hall.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt, and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean. And there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
All right. It's great. It's great. Everything's great. We are on the edge of a lot of great things happening in our country. I can almost afford to eat, and I can definitely afford to drive. Now, if I could just rein in that which our Dominion friends are sucking out of my wallet, I'd be in much better shape.
Illinois, the guy that they got to take over at least the local operation in Minnesota, he said right. The police, and what
But these people are making a political decision. And I think the national government, if they put an attainder, a retainer thing about, hey, this guy is a bad guy, this guy, we know he's in violation of U.S. federal law, we need you to hold him for us. If you don't, and he commits another crime, I think the federal government ought to say, it's on you. It's on you. And that judge that walked one out through her personal super secret judge corridor, she got arrested and had to resign. She was about to get bounced from her judgeship.
law, hold on for the last break the law. Well,
When there's real injustice and you can like if a kid, if you're let's say you're at a restaurant and a kid runs up to you and say, hey, this guy's trying to kidnap me, if you let that kid out of your sight, you are the bad guy.
Bad guy.
Yeah.
Let it happen.
Right. You allowed it to happen. All the power that you have as an individual, all the power that you have as an American, if you don't protect the innocent when called upon, that's sort of straight up. It's all on you.
Well, most people don't realize when you look at it in the law's eye and in the eyes of basic honor, it's not just what you do, what you
order because the people orders are awful. All orders coming from high.
Presumed to be lawful.
Or if it turns out it was a truly unlawful order. But other than that, it starts with you and it ends with you.
Well,
but you got to realize that the people were saying these things like, "Oh, you have no." They don't. The average soldier doesn't because they don't know know everything that's going on.
Because it's complex. Now, here's a wrinkle, and this weighs into the weight of these decisions. There's a reason officers in combat zones have handguns, and it's not always to kill the enemy. You have to.
Back in World War II, if there was a gas incident, who do we?
That's how it works. And there's a thing that really bothers me is that I feel that, and this is a feel thing, this is not a factual thing. I feel that to survive and thrive in America is almost too easy, that you can exist in a world with ideas like, oh, it's always going to be this soft. It's always going to be 70 degrees in my house. It's always going to, no. All those things take work. And oh, well, nothing's going to happen to me. I can get into this federal law enforcement's face and I can scream at him at your own hazard.
At your own hazard. A week ago or so going, well, I'm a black man. Listen, I'm a black man. I have been pulled over at 2 a.m, DWB. The reason I'm here today is my mama taught me, don't disrespect the police. It don't matter who they are or how friendly they are. Because I have a lot of friends who are police officers. Because not every cop is bad. Not every cop is good. Not every cop is great. But at 2 o'clock in the morning, most cops are nervous.
Right.
Because they don't know what's coming out.
Right. And so how about this? So
do what they say. So that you can come, they can go home and you can come home. You might go, you know what, you might go to jail.
the same talk, a little bit different flavor because I'm a goofy white guy. But my dad told me that your job on the side of the road with law enforcement is to get out of the situation, not to win, not to come away with no ticket, nothing. It's to get out of the situation alive. Because on the side of the road, as a regular person, we got no power. But on the court side, we might have some power.
We got them.
Right. And I lost because he lied. That's the other thing. And the attorney was the attorney, her name was Sarah Cannon. I think she's still in practice. The attorney said, well, this is a lesson. Cops will lie.
And you know, I get it. I get why some people are afraid of police. But guess what? Push come to shove, when somebody's in your house and you need help, get the first calling 911. Most people, I learned the hard way that even when you're right, you can be wrong. I learned in South Carolina back when I was at college, right after I got out of college. That in the state of South Carolina, if you call 911 and request help, the ambulance will come, but guess who else is coming with them? The police. And in any type of domestic situation, one, yes, who's going to jail.
Yeah.
The conscious person, whether it was your fault or not, until they have a chance to prove that it wasn't your fault, you're going to jail. I live that.
All right. Thanks so much, Will.
Lots of plumbing companies out there. Few are truly local. Time to discover the difference with Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning. See, when I faced plumbing woes at the Cohen home, Josh and his dedicated team, well, they were my go-to solution. They make a commitment to exceptional service. They arrived on time, clearly detailed all the costs and procedures, and efficiently handled all my repairs without any surprises. These days, how often do we complain about a lack of customer service out there? With Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning, these folks are professional. They're courteous. They're skilled at what they do, and they've earned my trust and they've earned my recommendation to you. From urgent repairs to the tankless water heater you've always wanted, they've got you covered. Visit franklinplumbing.sc.com or call 799-2222. That's 799-2222. Hey, you tell them Kev sent you from The Point. Pretty sure you'll want to thank me later.
Attention all gun owners. Do you know you can now purchase a suppressor with a $0 tax stamp? Palmetto State Armory is the go-to destination for suppressors with brands like Dead Air, Advanced Armament, Silencer Co., and many more on hand. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff is there to help walk you through the suppressor buying process and help you make the right decision, whether it's your first suppressor purchase or your 10th. Stop in today and take advantage of the new $0 tax stamp on suppressors at Palmetto State Armory, your premier suppressor dealer.
Experience South Carolina's printing powerhouse. Professional Printers is your trusted partner, bringing over 30 years of expertise in print and graphics. From digital printing to web and sheet-fed solutions, we handle it all. With a team of over 100 dedicated professionals, locally owned and operated, we have 2 locations in the Midlands and serve our customers with pride, ensuring top-notch service and quality in every project. We do it all, including storage and promotional products. Visit proprinters.com and elevate your printing experience with us.
All right, so we're coming back. We're going right to the phone to say, hey, caller, how are you?
Hey, Dr. J.
Hey, what's going on there, Super Ed?
Hey, did you get a little light dusting of snow like we did?
Yeah. It's here. I was in Columbia. So, yeah, I got it. Gosh, based on my finger tester, I think it hit about 3.5 inches what was on one of the car hoods, because that was a stable thing and I'd have to bend over and fall or anything. But yeah, but this is the kind of snow I like. I would like to get it on Saturday and have it mostly gone by Sunday.
Oh, I love snow. I was going to head up to Greenville
to really see it
tonight and see it, and I'm glad I did. I would have been up there.
Yeah, it's a wild thing, and I used to my grandparents on one side lived in western North Carolina above 3,500 feet, and every Christmas Day I would go visit my grandmother. And so I had a front wheel drive car, and I'd previously had a little Ford Bronco too, and I had cable chains for it. But the cable chains would fit my other car, so when I sold the car, I kept the cable chains. And I was going towards going up past Asheville, and there was an S10 truck in front of me. It started sliding around, and I pulled off on the side of the road, and I put the cable chains on the passenger side front, and I was about to put them on the other side. And this North Carolina Department of Transportation, our state trooper equivalent, in a Dodge military vehicle pulled up, and he goes, you can't go any further. And I said, I've got cable chains on one side, and in 10 minutes I'll have them on the other side, and I'm going like another 12 miles. And he goes, you can't go any further. We've closed the road. So I had to spend Christmas Day in the Mars Hill College rescue station with the ambulance and fire crew. And it was exciting. I mean, it really was exciting. But yeah, you can get stuck, and with you and your wife and your family. And I talked to Tim about it, so I'm going to talk to you about it. When you figure out how well you did or how imperfect some of your solutions were, go ahead and write it down. Write down the list. Things would have gone better if I'd had this. ice melt will be really cheap in a couple months. It lasts forever. So buy what you think you would need, and just put it in your garage. And a lot of things are like that. Like, gosh, we didn't lose power, but if we lost power, what would we do? So a big thing I'm in favor of are these LED lanterns. So we have LED lanterns, we have propane lanterns, and then we have kerosene, old Dietz hot blast or cold blast kerosene things. And we've never gotten to kerosene. We've crossed over and had battery death, so we used propane in another adventure. But it's good to have enough so that you don't have to scramble at last minute.
Yeah, yeah. Well, as I said to Kevin, well, what's up with this global warming? Huh?
I call it global warming because truly, if you pay more in taxes, Ed, the weather will get better.
Is that how it was?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, that's the whole reason for the carbon tax. The carbon tax is one of the reasons Alberta doesn't want to be associated with the rest of Canada. And if they tried to do that here, and these ideas that they were going to tax you. California wants to tax you on expected capital gains, not actually realized capital gains. These are things that you just can't do.
And Obama said that the way to address climate change is for the price of gasoline to go up to $5.
Yeah, well, we've done that. You see how well that works. Everything gets more expensive. Oh, and doing away with coal. A geologist friend of mine told me 20 years ago, we have 10,000 years of coal in the United States. And we can't use it.
So, you think this is proof or evidence that global warming is a hoax?
No, not one weather event that's and this is sort of an expected thing, but one weather event that's a little bit extreme definitely does not it's not that's why you throw out the highs and the lows. You throw out the outliers. For us, this is an outlier, so we probably shouldn't consider it. Now, if we get 4 more this year, we're probably going to be saying, well, that 2026, it was a rough year. If it happens next year and you start a trend that you can draw out, you got to start thinking like, well, what's causing this?
Well, I'll make the same bet that I proposed to Kevin. He didn't take the up on
because he's smarter than I am. I might take it. You never know. Go ahead, make your pitch.
If this year, and you've got a good head start, if this year turns out a year that is at or below the 20th century average, then you win. But if it's higher than the 20th century average, then I win, whatever it is. Or it could just be a gentleman's bet.
Well, that's at least worth a lunch. But the problem is, and I'll tell you what the real problem is. My grandfather, he graduated from Carolina in 1930. And he told me that when he was a little boy, that flocks of birds would get so thick and be so numerous that if the sun was behind them, they'd almost blot out the sun. Well, that's never coming back. That's a change that it has been changed. That is definitely something that had an effect on. So yeah, who knows? That there might be things that we can't undo.
Well, that sounds pretty scary coming from you, but I thought you agreed with our president that global warming is a hoax.
Well, it's if how about this? I would be much more acceptable of the global warming prescriptions if they weren't all destroy the West, destroy American way of life, take beef off the menu, all those things. If they were targeted at the big polluters, whom are India and China, without it doesn't anything that we're already one of the cleaner countries. Anything that we do will not make a difference, even in their own rubric, unless China and India are rolled back.
Oh, well, what they would say is, well, we're not going to do anything unless the United States does that.
Well,
nobody
that
nobody does anything.
In the atomic bomb to that, other than an atomic bomb, is, well, you first. We're not clamoring for it, but your political allies are. You first.
So just let the global temperature go up and up and up and up.
If that is a result, otherwise you got to have you gonna bomb China to bring them to heel on what you think is their environmental responsibility?
Well, you get together with them and India and you say, well, we'll do our part if you do yours.
Right, but we're already one of the lowest polluters. We're the cleanest big country on the planet. Yeah, we're the cleanest big country on the planet. They're building a new coal plant every week.
No, China has the best electric car industry in the world.
No. Electric cars are it's a fake. Electric cars had nothing to do with environmental stuff. So if you are consuming electrons moved to a battery that were put in there by a coal-fired plant, and all the losses of transmission and everything else, if that's how you're solving the problem, you're not solving the problem.
Well, of course, you got to address the problem of the plants as well.
Right. So, no, not as well as
going to have coal-fired plants.
Right. So we've already tried the nuclear thing, and we can't build a nuclear plant anywhere. That's the zero.
We got them up there in Jenkinsville.
No, we have one. We have one that's owned 51%, I think, by Santee Cooper. We thought, Virgil.
In the 60s, we can build them again.
You can't get the permits. The great thing about the Jenkinsville thing is it's still permitted for 2 more reactors. The permits still exist. So we need somebody to come in and build at least 2 new reactors.
Well, we can't continue with coal because coal, there's no way to make it clean.
Well, they do have clean coal technology.
No, because they've tried. And you hear that about clean coal, but then when you dig into it, the technology to make coal clean is far more expensive than.
No, we don't care about expense. We're willing to change our civilization and make every American suffer for this. Expense doesn't matter in these things.
Making everyone suffer.
Yeah, make everybody suffer. If you hit
the whole idea of coal was that it was cheap energy.
All right, so I'll give you an example. So I had a guy on the radio program when I used to do 4 hours every Saturday. Ed and callers on hold. We'll wrap up with Ed next segment, and we'll get call you 2 other callers on hold. We'll get you on. Hold on, it's a crazy ride. We'll be right back.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
From the Bart Fireside Studio, the solution for keeping you warm this winter.
This is 107. Good point.
Current news. Speaker Mike Johnson says it'll be a few days before a government funding package comes up for a vote in the House. That all but ensures the partial federal shutdown will drag into the week. Democrats are demanding changes to the rein in the Trump administration's immigration enforcement operations. Johnson is relying on help from President Trump to ensure passage, possibly Tuesday. The president struck a deal with senators to separate out the Homeland Security funding from a broader package. So that gives 2 weeks for Congress to debate and vote on new restrictions on immigration and customs enforcement operations. Democrat Taylor Ramett won a special election for the Texas State Senate and flipped a Republican district that President Trump won by 17 points in 2024. This is SRN News.
Hey, it's Jay with the Cigar Militia. Charles Spurgeon once said, "I intend to smoke a good cigar to the glory of God before I go to bed tonight." Needless to say, we didn't intend for Charles to be a great spokesman for our favorite pastime of glorifying God while smoking a cigar, but thank you, Pastor Spurgeon. At the Cigar Militia, we used to call our regulars our customers. Now we call them our friends. That's the cigar culture. If you know, you know. The Cigar Militia, 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard.
Around here, we still believe in doing business with people you trust.
Thanks, Kevin. I'm Dean Scarborough with Mid-Carolina Credit Union. Our board of directors is made up of local, unpaid volunteers from all walks of life. And our employees live, work, and shop right here in our community. That means decisions are made by your neighbors, always with our members' best interest in mind. If you're ready for banking that actually feels personal, come see us, Mid-Carolina Credit Union, right here with you.
Mid-Carolina CU, federally insured by the NCUA, an equal housing lender, NMLS 403334.
You're listening to Gene Garris on the radio. All right, so we're back with our friend Ed. And Ed, right before we left, I was starting to tell you a story. I had a guy that represented this company called egrass.com, and they had all this land in Florida, and they were growing pampas grass, which is it's a carbon harvester or whatever. It's a carbon reservoir where you take the carbon dioxide out of the air and you turn it into a plant, and then it holds the carbon. Well, this group was taking all this pampas grass and putting it in chambers, and absent oxygen, they were heating it up, and they were collecting the distillate off of the pampas grass, and they were able to turn it into lubricating oils and gasoline and all this other stuff. And then I was talking to a friend of mine that about this afterwards, like, "Hey, I didn't know you could do it." And he goes, "Not only can you do it, you can do it with coal too." So we don't have to burn coal as rocky pieces of soot giving. We can heat coal in an oxygen deprived environment and make other fuels out of it. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that exists in the industry, but we haven't explored it yet because it's not economical yet. Right, just like the electric car.
Well, here's the thing. This is what must drive people on the right crazy, people that are knowledgeable, that the biggest reason for saving Greenland is because the Northwest Passage is opening up the shipping that goes right above Greenland. Greenland harbors are becoming ice-free because of global warming. And that's makes Greenland more strategically valuable.
Well,
But they
I
can't
think the
make that
strategic value
because
for
our
us is
president said global warming is a hoax.
well, well, I'll pay more taxes to make the weather gooder is a hoax. That's not how it works. But yeah, Golden Dome, I'm cool with it. Space defense of the United States homeland, I'm cool with that. Taking the arrows out of the quiver of the Russian Federation, I'm cool with that.
But what do you do about the heat?
Well, if it's were there dinosaurs on this planet? Yeah. Was it a lot hotter in the past? Wait. Was it a lot hotter in the past? Yeah. It wasn't my SUV that did it then, and it's not my SUV that's doing it now. So if you want to say, hey China,
have an answer for that.
well here it is. If you want to say, hey China, greatest polluter on the planet, we're going to shut you down and lock you into a Stone Age existence. For the rest of us, I don't think you can make that argument. And I don't think you can make that argument for the American people. I got two people I need to get to. Thank you. Go ahead.
That's about right.
Well, that's you got to find a better way than a carbon tax and an international tax system. And the
well, I don't care about the way.
But you need to. You need to, because your civilization is on the hook. Your civilization. No, I don't admit that it needs to be done because I don't think it's that big a deal. Do more people survive with it being a little bit warmer than a little bit colder?
Let me ask this.
Okay, last one. Go ahead.
How many years have we had this century? The 25 years of this century. How many have we had that were below the 20th century average?
I'm not sure because I don't have a book in front of me, but I'm sure that. Okay.
All of them.
So we're in a
have been
warming trend. We're in a warming trend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of the billions of tons of carbon we're pumping in the atmosphere.
We've had those trends before we existed, and it's documented. So maybe that's not the cause. All right. So we're going to jump right to, let's see. Hey, caller, how are you?
You talking to me, Doc?
I think so. Is this Super John?
Yeah, I'd just like to say, hey, Doc, and also it's great to hear from Ed. Hey, Ed, how you doing?
Yeah, y'all need to get together too.
Well, Trump's going to destroy the United States of America way before global warming does. That's the biggest thing.
Well, how about this, John? I have a friend of mine who's in New York City. He's a Manhattan chiropractor, rock star human being. And he feels a lot of the same ways as you do. But he, like you, grew up in that Northeast corridor media market. So your exposure to Orange Man is radically different than mine.
Oh, absolutely.
Rest of the country, for sure. Sure that there have been episodes when stuff like that has happened based on his personality. That's why we need loser pay for every sort of civil criminal. Sure.
Money talk. Here's my simple question for you.
Okay.
All right. Tell me the difference between the Gestapo and ICE.
Lots and lots. Well, I think the Nazis had probably snappier uniforms because they were designed by Hugo Boss and Coco Chanel and stuff. No, did ICE has arrest warrants? No, I mean. Absolutely, every one of these people should have a legal. I'm sorry, I had to pick up a call. Every person that ISIS, that's funny, isn't it? ICE takes control over. That person should have a court-appointed attorney to lobby for litigate. Or they should have.
But they don't.
You sure?
But they don't have jobs.
You sure? How do they know to go to a school? How do they know to go to a job site? How do they know to go to a hotel? You got two of them dead for nothing. For nothing.
It's unbelievable.
That was the terrorist?
No.
Who's the big terrorist? You said somebody's a big terrorist. Who is it? Who is it? His dad deserted him in the hands of ICE. What kind of quality person? What a quality person. He abandoned his child to the whatever he thought the machinations of ICE was going to be.
Because they would come in the house.
Except the trespass when they came in illegally. Right, the illegal stuff. So they're getting popped for their illegal stuff. That the murder rate in the United States has dropped by 20%. That's huge. That is wonderful. That is wonderful.
Under that with Biden.
No, with Trump only, not 20% ever. No, here DRGENEGARRIS at Gmail. You can send me the stuff, and I'll definitely look at it. Yeah, Giuliani's essentially exonerated it by what's happened in Georgia.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Sydney Powell. Oh, you dropped off. Okay, well, we're going to bring our next one on, and we'll be with you in just a moment. I'm Gene Garris, America's Radio Show. Everybody that's on now, we'll talk to you before the end.
That protecting? Does your property lack the privacy or the security that you need it to serve? It's time for a change. Upgrade to supreme quality with Supreme Site Services, the Midland's trusted experts in premium fence installation. See, I know about this. Michael and his team took care of my house, now my brother's house too. Beautiful new fences, secure and gorgeous. Whether you're looking for a classic, sturdy wooden fence, elegant aluminum, or modern low-maintenance vinyl, the experts at Supreme Site Services deliver superior craftsmanship that lasts, and they stand by their work. They specialize in everything from custom gates to, of course, fencing. All over the Midlands, they are locally owned, licensed, and insured. So why wait? Don't settle for average. Get a free on-site estimate right now from the team that does it right the first time. Call Michael, Supreme Site Services, 803-609-9760. That's 609-9760. Or visit them online, supremeservicessc.com. Supreme Site Services. Your project, their priority.
At Palmetto State Armory, we offer the largest selection of guns and ammunition at unbeatable prices. Our knowledgeable and friendly staff are here to provide personalized assistance, ensuring you find exactly what you need. If you enjoy outdoor activities like hunting, camping, or hiking, our clothing and outdoor gear collection has got you covered. We also feature an exceptional indoor range facility where you can experience the thrill of shooting in a safe and controlled environment. Visit us today at PalmettoStateArmory.com or your local retail store. Palmetto State Armory, American made for life.
Life's busy, but that shouldn't mean putting your car care on hold. At Team One Sudduth Automotive on Knollwood Avenue, you can drop off your vehicle outside business hours and count on our certified technicians to do the rest. From oil changes to engine overhauls, we make it easy for you and your car. Enjoy nationwide warranty, top quality parts, and a team that really cares. You can even visit team1automotive.com and book an appointment at your convenience. Team One Sudduth Automotive, we fix everything. That's team1automotive.com.
All right, so we're going to pull this down and bring our friend up. Thanks for holding on there. Hey, caller, how are you?
I'm doing fine, and how are you?
Good. Things are about as good as they can get with the storm and everything, and thank God we didn't lose power. So that's all good stuff. Are you cool and safe and everything working out for you, David?
Yes, I'm at home. I took the day off, so it's to be there. I didn't want to take a risk and also be a risk for someone else. So at my age, like I don't think I could survive so comfortably being stranded even for a short period of time out there.
Or just cracking your head on a icy sidewalk. That's a real thing. I was talking to a buddy of mine earlier today, and he knew a University of South Carolina student and another business person who both fell navigating stuff that they always do, but it was slip. So that's a hazard too. You can't forget about that.
Well, I'm glad you made it to the station, and I certainly hope you make it back home safely. I didn't know you were going to be on, but I chimed in, and what I have come to conclude, these people that have previously represented themselves, if you will, as super patriots, are a bunch of cowards.
Well, just like somebody that represents themselves as super religious, if they wear their religion on their sleeve, you need to take your hand and put it on your back butt cheek and make sure your wallet's still there. Anytime somebody uses a cloak, it's for a reason and it's not genuine.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, and you may be among them, Dean. I'm not sure, but you dance pretty well. You know how to dance. You know how to bust a move, if you will. It's like, okay, so these people that were going around talking about don't tread on me. It's like they're saying, okay, now we should close our mouths. We should lay down our guns, and we should just let whomever represent themselves, and no matter what they look like or how they present themselves, call themselves law enforcement, let them take us when and where they want to. let them take our wives, let them take our children, let them take our fathers, our sons, our daughters, let them do with them what they will. Just be quiet, go along, and you just might survive. But if you push back and something happens to you, well, you invited that.
Well, here's
What's going on with you people?
Well, I would think that the Gadsden flag and the slogans that go along with that is all about you, David, you and me. So I can.
Well, you went over my head when you said something about a Gadsden flag. I don't know.
Oh, that's where the don't tread on me. That's the Gadsden flag, Revolutionary War flag. Sorry about that.
Okay, thank you for that piece of information. You know you're a bit smarter.
No. I grew up in a different. I grew up in a different house than you. That's the only difference. The difference between me and everybody knows I grew up in a different house.
I've talked to you over years, Gene, and you're pretty smart. You ain't no slow leak. I done told you that time and time again. So I don't know why the hell you keep acting like one.
Well, anyway, so if they come for my family, they do not tread on me is there. The problem is you've got to do it yourself, and the illegal immigrants, they can't lawfully own firearms.
Are you telling me that lady that was shot in the face by that coward of a ICE officer was an illegal immigrant?
No, he was just a federal law enforcement. He was a federal law enforcement officer that got hit by a car.
So he had the right. He had the right to take her life, even though he put himself in danger. And he was not about to be hit, but I'm not going to debate that.
Well, he was hit. He was hit. That's the problem. But here's the other thing, and I'm going to go lower than normal. There's a test that we could do. I'm not going to do it, but you could do it. Next time you see a City of Columbia cop or Richland County cop or Lexington County cop feign some interest in his firearm and try to take it, you'll find out what happens. That's what happens. If you grab at a cop's gun, you're going to get shot. Are you saying
if you grab at his gun?
No, she hit him with a car.
Well, check this out, Steve. I've had plenty of run-ins when I've been running. Occasions to be confronted by law enforcement, and I've never, ever had a bad interaction with them.
That's because you know the game, and some people don't know the game. Did you present yourself in a menacing way for a traffic stop?
No, it was actually they presented themselves in a professional manner. And these watch them out there. These people that are out there in these masks, cowards, watch them out there, are not presenting themselves in a professional manner.
In South Carolina, we have an anti-masking law that it's a crime to wear.
I understand why the Holocaust was so bad, so easily, because people just rolled over and let it happen.
And the German people didn't know it was happening. They had all the death camps in Poland and far away so that the local people wouldn't know about it.
Oh, really?
Really?
So you're telling me, King, I want to say something, but I can't say because, we're on the radio.
No, well, how about this? So the regular German people just knew that people were rounded up. They did.
What are regular German people?
The day-to-day regular people, not in the military, the people going to work and going to jobs and things like that. Yeah, like you and me. What if people got disappeared? They got rounded up and they said, "Oh well, we sent them to that thing in El Salvador." And instead we didn't do that. We sent them to Alberta and they went to a death camp.
But you and not me are saying that it's okay. I'm saying that it's not okay. But you and you people are saying it's okay. You super patriot.
It's not okay to do these horrible things, but the regular people didn't know about it and they didn't rise up. That's why they didn't rise up. And then the people...
Well, we know about it. We know
now...
Y'all still sitting down and go ahead. Make it even worse.
All right, I got two people to get on. Thank you so much, David. We'll catch you on the flip side, and we'll go order. Hey, caller, how are you?
Good evening, Gene.
Hey, Super Andy, what's going on in your neck of the woods?
Trying to stay warm.
Yeah, electric blanket goes.
Oh yeah, I got. I don't want to have to pay that 13.7% increase that the
Rubber stamp did?
greed from Dominion are asking to be rubber stamped. You said something about the nuclear facility. We're paying to have all that material stored in an air-conditioned warehouses. Governor Masters has it all stored away up there.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out, somebody commits a crime, somebody goes to jail, and somehow I got to pay for it.
Yeah.
Hey.
We're all gonna complain next month when we get our electric bill. Don't be complaining, because next year, if this happens, we're gonna be paying 13.7% more than what you're looking at.
Hey, Andy, can you and I go to the Public Service Commission and submit a rate decrease?
Yeah, right.
No, I'm serious. Who is the qualified actor? Oh, well, you go here to get your rate increase. Well, I got some citizens together, and we've signed a petition. I got 100,000 of them that said we want to cut it by 25%. That's reasonable.
But their excuse is that they have to pay for infrastructure that was damaged during storms and stuff like that. But they don't seem to remember that our General Assembly gave them the money that's the interest that they have to pay to rebuild those coal burning plants in Dorchester County into liquid, whatever
gas,
whatever they're going to be burning down there, the gas. So we're paying the interest on that. What else are we going to have to pay for next year? Toilet paper? So
well, here's the thing.
I mean, it's getting ridiculous.
If Dominion returns a profit to shareholders, then obviously they're making the money. We should not be on the hook for any of it. And if their business was not solvent, if it was mismanaged, maybe we should have sold it to somebody else.
I mean, when I told a friend of mine who lived in Virginia that it was coming in, he started laughing. They said, "Good luck."
It's a Comcast of electric companies sometimes, it seems.
We pay the highest electric rates in the Southeast.
Yeah, and
probably in most of the country.
Now we need to see what California's is, and if we approach them, it might be the same. It might be the same, but Well, Andy, I got one more guy I got to get on.
Yeah, you have a good night, Gene, and if we hear you this week, I'll hear you. If not, I'll talk to you on Sunday. Super Bowl stuff.
Oh, who cares about that? Who cares about that?
He's Super Bowl watching.
Hey, you can just pick up.
I'll listen to you and watch football.
All right, very good. And we're right on for our last call. Hey, caller, how are you?
Hey, Dr. Gene.
Hey, what's going on there, Nick?
Yeah, good to hear you, boy.
Oh man, it's so much better to be on than off. And then one is, and I've got another event I have to go to Colorado this month. But I try not to have two things in a month, but we got whacked by the weather.
So you're gonna be on next week?
Yes, unless something weird happens.
Okay, well that's great, man, and I hope that you're the best host as far as you calls, but I want you to be more considerate. And Tim and John, I just want to say one thing: either John Gonzalez, they broke in and stole the minor child under January all this one.
Thanks so much.
How much I like Ken and his team. They asked, "Hey, can I really trust this guy, Kev?" Let me tell you two things. Number one,